Hey guys, this is M4T and I'll be reviewing the Zoom H1 Handy Recorder on this episode of On the Sea.
So let's get into the unboxing. I purchased the limited edition Zoom Blue on sale at B&H for $80. It came with a recording unit, a AA battery, an instruction manual, a Class 6 2GB micro SD card, and download codes for Cubase and Wavelab. For me, the Zoom H1 excels in its form factor. Comparing this to my massive blue Yeti mic, it's small enough to fit into a pocket and be discreet in nooks and crannies. If you do put this into a pocket while recording, I wouldn't recommend doing this without a lavalier because the unit's mic will pick up shuffling sounds from being in contact with your hands or clothes. It also comes with a screw-in mounting hole, which makes it possible to use with a standard tripod. This is useful because of the microphone type, which ideally should be aimed at the target. With the same mount, the appropriate adapters, and a line-out cable, you can also use the Zoom H1 as a shotgun mic by either mounting it to the hot shoe or to the bottom mount of the camera. If you have a camera that doesn't have a headphone jack, you could also use an attenuation cable, which will let you monitor the audio during live recording. Depending on the format and level of quality you choose to record at, you can get anywhere from under 30 minutes to 18 hours per 1GB of space. I record in WAV files at 24-bit and 48 kHz, which gives me roughly 1 hour per gigabyte. If I were to record an MP3 at 128 kilobytes per second, I could get up to 18 hours by comparison. The SD requirements aren't clear, but they do provide you with a Class 6 2GB micro SD card out of the box. With one AA battery, you can expect to record for up to 10 hours continuously. If you plan on recording at important events, it's a good idea to keep on top of your SD card and power requirements. If you need to record continuously for longer than 10 hours, Zoom also offers the AD17 USB AC adapter as a separate purchase.
The Zoom H1 stands beside its competitor, the Tascam DR-05, as one of the better low-cost sound recorders. Deciding on which one to purchase was a pretty difficult decision. There are different nuances between the devices, and so you'd imagine that the most important quality, which is sound, would make that an easier decision, but unfortunately that turned out to be a very subjective matter.
The Zoom H1 has a 90-degree stereo mic using XY technique, which works best when closely aimed directly at the point of sound. Ultimately, it's best for recording sound from a central source and isolating it from the conditions of the space. If you wanted to record a much larger sound, like a band, you would need to get further back from the source. It could be 6 to 10 feet, could be farther. It may be best in this situation to record the sounds separately and mix them later to get a clean track. If you're narrating or doing voiceovers that you want to be cleaner, this is the mic you want. The Tascam DR-05, by comparison, uses the AB technique, which is probably more appropriate for recording a mix of sounds in a wider area because it captures the depth and dynamism of the sound and the environment it's played in. If a band was playing in a parking garage, this mic would be better at capturing that. It's good for capturing the experience of the moment. You'll get the bass, the reverb around the source, and more of the low end.
That said, if you do use either one of these recorders with a mic or a lavalier, then it's obviously not going to be a big impact on your decision.
I've been using the Zoom H1 throughout all this video, but just to give you a more direct comparison of various configurations, here's me performing the same lines on different devices.
I do, like many of you, appreciate the comforts of everyday routine. I do, like many of you, appreciate the comforts of everyday routine. I do, like many of you, appreciate the comforts of everyday routine. I do, like many of you, appreciate the comforts of everyday routine. I do, like many of you, appreciate the comforts of everyday routine.
So you can decide for yourself if any of these sounds are satisfactory.
So in conclusion, at this price point, you can't really go wrong. If you want good quality recordings for narration and more targeted sounds, the Zoom H1 provides that lower cost alternative. At an added cost, the flexibility of the device is much appreciated for those moments when you want to combine it with a lavalier, or when you want to use an adapter to maybe use it as a shotgun mic. If you're only looking for a shotgun mic, I might recommend the Rode Video Micro, which is about half the cost. But if you're looking to minimize the end cost for all these different kind of situations where you might need different kind of mics, it's good to have a device that does it all. Thank you for watching M4T on this episode of On the Sea. If you're interested in things related to film, photography, and new media, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button down below. And if you want to leave a comment about anything I've said here, go ahead. I will keep an open mind, and I love reading comments. So I'll see you next time.